Yeah, what's good? Yo, I've always thought we should have a B grade radio show where we promote up and coming producers, things from a hip hop perspective. So I want to start featuring MCs, obviously talking about topics that are going on in the world because that's how this whole channel started, doing journalism. So basically, last night we had this debate, which was really interesting. And I don't see how anybody could not see this. Somewhat kind of funny what was going on, but then again, it is very serious. There's a lot of serious issues. So I'm not going to go in no particular order. I'm just going to say the things that struck out to me from a different point of view. Like I said, from the hip hop community point of view of how I would say most of the people that I talk to, how we see this election. The funny part was when Trump had said, I'm the least racist person in the room. So what does that mean exactly? That means that there's other racist people amongst you in this room of where we're talking about for the future, for the country, and possibly the world. That was kind of interesting to me. And then especially how he looks around to try to say, I can't see because it's dark. But, hey, other than what I see in here, I'm the least racist person in the room. Woo, that was
They can say anything. I mean,
that was crazy right
anything.
there. Wait, we can just go see that part right there.
Makes me sad.
Real quick.
Because I am the least racist person. I can't even see the audience because it's so dark. But I don't care who's in the audience. I'm the least racist person in this room.
Okay, Vice President.
Yeah, and that was the part that was just going all over America right now. That part is definitely going all over America, or Black America as it is. And I mean, that is true. That was a very interesting statement that he said right there. But then again, it's also, I mean, Trump has also experienced a lot of backlash in the media over his, just him being racist and all this and that. So everybody's always pointing the finger at him as being racist and, the things that he does and trying to support the KKK and all these issues and, act like he's the only one. And there might be some truth to that to a certain extent, but on top of that, it's just, even Ice Cube said, he pointed out, he's like, hey, man, this is going on everywhere. This is going on both sides. I ain't naive to think that it's just one-sided. So I definitely agree with Cube on that, And, speaking of Cube, it's interesting how he gets so much backlash on trying to build a plan, that I was thinking about. He never even said, he even went on Twitter and even stated that he does not support Trump. But whether he did or not, the fact that he actually was a brother that took the time to look at the Declaration of Independence and say, this is not accurate anymore. We are in different times now, which he's right. This is the future right here. I mean, we are in the future. We are basically in a sci-fi film right now. I remember one of my homies told me that. I'm like, yo, man, that's for real. How many people are going to say, okay, this is something that was written hundreds of years ago. Does it still apply today? Yes, there are some things that were written hundreds of years ago that still apply today. But does this plan that was supposed to be for the people, does it serve our people? Because now we have a voice, or more of a voice than we did then. So does this plan really support our culture and our people and what we here to do and what we want to do and what we want to accomplish? It don't matter what color you are, whether you white, black, Indian, Latino, Native American, Asian, whatever your nationality may be. How many people actually take the time, no matter how old you are, and say, hey, you know what? I want to take a look at the Declaration of Independence. It's not too many people that do that. So, props to you, Q, for doing that. And, I mean, on top of that, let me go back to just a few points of this debate. Like I said, I'm not here to really analyze it or a political speaker. I never even really got into politics like that. I just am in politics right now because how could you not, look at what's going on right now in this time? I mean, everybody can admit these are some very unique times right now. Crazy times at that. I mean, there's always been crazy times, but there's something a little bit more psychological going on right now. Here. So the other part I wanted to go to was what I thought was well, hold on. Let's look at this clip real quick. I thought that this was one of the toughest questions of
But
the
the
night.
United States can't locate the parents of more than 500 children. So how will these families ever be reunited?
Children are brought here by coyotes and lots of bad people.
Okay. So right there where he says that children are brought here by coyotes. I thought that was one of the most interesting things I've ever heard. First of all, the first thing I'm thinking is like, what the, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody else, I'm sure in the country was thinking at that time. I think I even saw a couple people tweet about it. But okay, yeah, I'm saying, what the heck? You know, like, what are you saying, man? What are you talking about? And then another part of you is thinking, is that true? Is that really possible? Like, I doubt he could just go on national television and just tell a lie like that. Like, is that really true that children are being brought over here by I mean, wow. There's definitely some things you can learn from watching these debates. I'll tell you that. Another thing I wanted to go to, let's see.
Black parent,
where he talks
no matter
about
how wealthy or
the
how
hoodie.
poor they are,
Let's go to
has
the
to
racism.
teach their child when you're walking down the street, don't have a hoodie on when you go across
Yeah,
the
see, I got
street.
my hoodie on right
Making
now.
sure that you, in fact,
Because
if you
Biden was
get
right.
pulled over,
Black people can't
yes,
walk
yes,
down the
sir,
street
no,
with a
sir.
hoodie on. You
Hands
know,
on
like
top.
back in the days, you go into a grocery store like this with a mask on, people are going to look at you like you're getting ready to rob the place. But nowadays, you know, it's cool to it's cool to rock a hoodie nowadays with the mask on, like, and it's okay. I was thinking to myself, wow, this is crazy. I can actually walk into a store with a mask on and people ain't looking at me for the most part like I'm going to rob the place. I mean, you still going to get profiled a little bit more because you're black, but at least for the most part, you know, hey, we couldn't do this 10 years ago, that's for sure. So let me go to the part. Oh, God. Yeah, this other part was hilarious. The Abraham Lincoln reference. I mean, how could you... So Trump says, not since Abraham Lincoln has there been a president that has done more for the black people. What a bold statement that was. Okay, and so, you know, that's like a bold statement. But then when Joe Biden comes back and says, Abraham Lincoln here, wait, let me watch this.
Very quickly, and then I have a follow-up question for you.
Abraham Lincoln here is one of the most racist presidents we've had in modern history. He pours fuel on every single racist fire.
Abraham Lincoln here is one of the most racist presidents we've had in modern history. How are you going to make a reference to that about Abraham Lincoln? How? You know, that's just yeah, how on through a debate, even if you're just trying to clown or make fun of somebody else, it's like just saying those words in the same sentence. I don't think that was a good look. Even if that was a I don't know.
No, I said not since Abraham Lincoln has anybody done what I've done for the black community.
And I'm saying,
I didn't say I'm Abraham Lincoln. I said
this was
not
almost like an
since
8 Mile battle
Abraham
right
Lincoln
here.
has
This is where we got into the 8 Mile battle. I wish that the presidential debates would actually have the crowd be able to cheer and clap. I think that kind of does make a difference in these debates. I know that the media and everybody's like, no, this is distracting and it can influence votes. But, hey, if that's what the whole purpose of a debate is, all right? The whole purpose of debate is to basically slam the other person and let the crowd know that basically this person don't know what they're talking about. Otherwise, I don't really see the purpose of a debate. I don't know. Could be wrong there. This is the part right here. This is the.
they're in
I don't
trouble.
know.
We should be
This was a
talking
big part
about
of the
your
battle.
families, but that's the last thing he wants to talk about.
Yeah.
I want
That is
to
a-
Biden
I want to
president.
talk about
Statement.
North Korea.
Excuse me,
I
just
do
for
want
1
to turn
second,
to
please.
10 seconds,
Yeah.
Mr. President.
That's
10
a
seconds.
typical
that was-
political
that was-
statement. Let's
yeah.
get off this China thing, and then he looks, the family, around the table, everything. Just a typical politician when I see that.
Let's talk
I'm
about
not
North
a typical
Korea now.
politician.
Okay,
That's why I got
President
elected.
Let's
Let's get off the subject of China. Let's talk around sitting around the table.
All right.
Come on, Joe, you can do better.
We're going to talk about.
Yeah, that part right there where he basically says, yeah, you're just a typical politician and blah, blah, blah. Come on, man, you could do better than that. That's why I won. Woo! That was definitely a low blow right there. But, hey, I mean, the Biden, crowd is basically going to go for him regardless of that. And the Trump crowd, they're going to go for Trump because of that. So I just think that this was actually a really great debate, though. I feel that all of the debates that I've watched And like I said, I don't really get too involved in politics, but out of all the debates I've watched, I got to say that this is definitely one of the best debates that I've seen. And I thought that the moderator, Kristen Welker, she did a great job. She did a great job. Definitely better than the other guy, which did anybody notice that he had the same name as Biggie Smalls, I believe? That's crazy. Who would have thought? But yeah, only hip hop heads would know that, you know, only hip hop heads would point that one out. But I thought that she did a great job. You know, she did a great job. Kristen Welker, if I pronounced that correctly. There was one part that I definitely liked, where Joe Biden came in and basically just said, you know, hey man, this is me. This is who you talking to. You talking to me, man. Who you think you ain't talking to them right now. You talking to me right now. That's who you talking to. Woo. I love that part right there where Biden came through on that. You know what I'm saying?
He thinks he's running against somebody else. He's running against Joe Biden. I beat all those other people because I disagreed with them.
I'm just looking at this from a point of view of just on some hip hop. You know, if this was a battle going down, and this was a good debate. I really enjoyed it. I gotta say, I enjoyed this debate. This was some of the best stuff that's going on right now. I think this is like, what's bigger right now, the debates or the Super Bowl? It's like I think there's more people probably watching the debates than that are watching the Super Bowl. Who knows? But I think to get into that audience, I'm like, how do you get into that audience? That, you know, that's like having a Super Bowl ticket. You get to see these two potential presidents fighting over the country, just debating it out on stage. Yeah. Like I said, this debate was great. It was like a battle. It was like watching a battle. Like both of these cats, they were both coming with it. So I give props to both of them. I don't feel like it was a clean win for either side. I feel personally that it was a pretty evenly matched dispute or debate or whatever you want to call it right here. But there was a part that had me, you know, I don't know if everybody kind of caught that, but there was a part where I was kind of like, okay, what? Where Trump says, you know, you had all this time to do it and you don't do it because you're all talk and no action. And then Biden says something Congress. And then everything's just quiet for a while. And it's just, okay. He's like, that's my answer. It was just like, what? Wait, if we could watch that.
Why didn't you get it done? You had 8 years with Obama. You know why, Joe?
President Biden, and then we're going to move on to the next section.
Action.
All right,
We had a Republican Congress.
Yeah.
That's the answer.
Wait,
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know what happened right there. I was, okay. Yeah. But I thought that this was a good question that was asked about the cages. If we can go to that right there. About the cages. Yeah, who did build the cages? And, okay, so wait, both these presidents, in my opinion, like one built the cages and the other one put kids in the cages.
It's not coyotes didn't bring them over. Their parents were with them. They got separated from their parents. And it makes us a laughing stock and violates every notion of who we are as a nation.
Kristen, they did it. We changed the policy.
Your response
they
to that?
They did it. We changed.
Did not.
They built the cages. Who built the cages, Joe?
Let's talk about what
who
we're
built the
talking
cages,
about.
Joe?
Let's talk about what we're talking about. What happened?
You know, so it's like, yeah, who did build the cages? You know, and it just seems like, okay, one president built the cages, while the other president put kids and families in the cages. So, this whole debate, like I said, these questions, if you really sit back and listen to these questions, it's like, come on, people, what's going on out here? What's really going on out here, right? I don't even know if there's ever been a debate where topics like these were even exposed. It sounds like who's the lesser evil? One person builds the cages, other person puts people in the cages. So, I don't know, but that was a pretty interesting topic. But yeah, other than that, this thing was crazy.